And we're back. Welcome. This is episode 14. There's only one more episode. Well, if you don't count the bonus episode that I keep talking about and promising. It's coming. It is. But not yet. This is episode 14 of the insider playthrough of Welcome to Primrose Lake. Chapter title, Welcome to Primrose Lake, because this is when we really get to know everybody. Sets the tone. I may have mentioned this before, but this entire game can be thought of more as a prequel. It really introduces you to the town, introduces you to the townsfolk, and establishes our story base. But, you know, unlike George Lucas, we decided to do the prequel first so that you can enjoy it in order. And, you know, we were fresh and had wits about us. We are on to the Carlyle Cafe. Level 53, shall we? Well, look who decided to join the party. If you recall, the last time we saw anyone named Carlyle, Robert James, who's been missing for a couple months, was discovered at the old manor house. So this is the whole party. Chip's a little put out. And this is old Robert James, who's born 1921? Somewhere in there? Somewhere in there. He's an old man. Maybe earlier. I've got the date written down somewhere. He's about a century. He's about 100 years old. If only my daddy could see this place. He was born earlier because I think his mom died like 1923 and he was like 4 or 5 years old when she died. So, I have it all. I talk about them as though they're real people, but when you write, they have to be real people. I should click. There was blood in that corner for the longest time because it was a saloon. They didn't call it the Wild West for nothing. Don't mind me asking, why are we here? I'm pretty sure it isn't to have a history lesson. Jesse, how about a pot of coffee? We're going to be here a while. So it's late at night already. They've already had a long night. Stack of letters. All right. So, the sun has come up. They've stayed up all night reading these letters. These two are a little disgruntled about this whole thing, because think about it from this point of view. Bobby's lived in town how long? He hasn't heard of these before. And I also love how Glen is just like, I'm there. This is mine to know. So if you wonder where Fiona gets her busybodiness, maybe a little bit from her daddy. Sorry. Because I'm showing them to you now. I don't know if anybody has cagey people in their lives, but... If you go into that back room, I believe you'll find a brick which looks nothing like the other bricks. Teaser, this shows up again in the next game. This will let you open whatever's behind it. So he hands her some secret something. And she brings out more letters. He's just so mad. He's like, I've committed felonies for you. I've been run all over town for you. And this whole time you've been hiding and you couldn't even tell me I'm in the manor. Chip's a little put out. He's very lucky he's not being arrested, let's be honest. But small towns. Small towns, sometimes you get away with things. Let's make some cookies. So we're gonna be serving sandwiches this level, we realize. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to talk because the cafe levels are always pretty intense. Raccoon. Okay. This one, this one. Tea. Alright, there we go. So, a little secret. If it's got cheese, it doesn't have tomatoes. A lot of people get stuck on that for some reason. But you have to actually look at what the order is. And it's not all of the ingredients. And the reason it's not all of the ingredients is because the game is also out on Switch. And so one of the peculiarities of Switch is you can take 4 actions, or easily take 4 actions. And so we had to limit which ones would actually show up here. I'm still talking. But that's why the sandwich isn't always in an order. So I hope that helps people, because I know a number of you have gotten kind of hung up on that. And it's natural. I got hung up on it too until I realized. Because you kind of just want to go in order. Juice box here, checking out, doing this. Yeah. And coffee. So this is lettuce, no tomato. Clean that one, doing that. I always feel like I'm panting a little bit when I play these levels because there's so many orders. So many order types to keep in your head too. Running around. Haven't cleaned that table yet. Cleaning the table. Checking you out. Not checking you out, but checking you out. So this is nice because these are both the same. And I made my objective. Now that's one of those objectives where if you serve people, you're gonna make the objective, right? Oh, monkey! Did I not do that? But you see how cattywampus the level balancing is? I've already gotten my 3 stars. And again, part of it is, you know, you're making the objective as just a natural part of the level balancing, because I'm serving sandwiches. If I don't serve the customers, I'm going to fail the objective, but I'll also fail the level. So that might be part of why in some of these instances when that objective is really an extra, it's harder to make 3 stars. I'm not quite sure how our level designer did it. But if you're having trouble making 3 stars on a level, I would recommend playing around with how you're addressing the objective. You do need the objective to get the 3rd star. It's 100 points, so that's a lot of points. But it's possible that you're not wedging it into the orders the right way to have enough hearts on the customers to get the points that you need to make that 3rd star. I think the crafty old bastard soft pedaled the amount of work I've got to do. Yeah, you did. I know I'm not a professional, or I'm not professional. Ah, typo. That's my fault. Do either of you notice anything odd about these letters? So for about 100 years now. So since around the time Charlotte died, Jessica's great-great-grandmother. When you got a family of people that die young, those generations get really condensed. Or have babies young. But in this instance, Charlotte was a lot younger than JW. So JW was like in his 40s and she was 17. The Old West, man. These things happen. We would raise hell now, but it's fairly common back then. Haunted. So Glen is just assuming that all this is a ghost, that there's some sort of metaphysical explanation for all of this garbage. Of course, Peggy's much more pragmatic. And I kind of like that Glen's like, it's a ghost! Like, or the curse, or some non-scientific explanation for everything. It's fun. Fun to come up with fantastical arguments for the things you can't explain. Yeah, you guys have been up all night. Glen, why don't you go on home? You've done enough and there's no reason you can't get some sleep. Just can't shake the feeling we're forgetting something. Have you figured out what they're forgetting? I know what they're forgetting. Can't rightfully tear myself away until I figure out what. What are we forgetting? It's been 24 hours. If you guessed it beforehand, make a comment. I'm always curious when people catch things. Do they catch them before I do? Coffee. Oh, sorry, I got. Oh no! Monkey. So now I got that. Let me figure out what's going on here. Hopefully, someone will order these things again. Yay. Alright. Did I not? Wait. Oh, monkey. I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well. Alright. Okay. Let me do this. I need to focus. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack here, people. Order the regular hot cocoa. No, you can throw it out. I think we've talked about this. I don't think anyone's ordering the regular hot cocoa, though. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yes! Somebody ordered the regular hot cocoa. Yes! It worked. Yay, team. Peppermint? They're gonna pop and ask for some random crap here. Like it's bad. Like it's not the whole frickin' point of the game. I get all resentful of my customers for making me work. Worst employee ever. Why do you keep ordering things? I wanted to read my stories. Oh, monkey balls. Oh, shit. Yeah, I know. Okay. Let me do this, let me do this. This. These levels are such a pain. There are way too many orders, or way too many order types. So you just, it's basically just like, good luck with that. It's much easier on mobile because you can use both hands. I will say that. So if you're playing this on mobile, you're probably having a much more relaxed experience, or at least controlled experience on this level, or these levels in general. But I just find on a PC, it's not great. Cock. Oh. What do you think? Do I go back and replay it now? I didn't get 3 stars. It's the sound of a heavy heart. All this anger and this pain. It's hard to believe I'm a part of this. We're going to finish the story and then I'm going to go back and replay this level because that was frustrating. I can't help but wondering what started it all. I see you're just sitting on your butts without a care in the world. I love Fiona. Honey, that's presumptuous even for you. And what have you got to crow about? Oh, just, you know, solving the biggest mystery in Primrose Lake. Having no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Mrs. Carlyle. My, what a dingy little place. Oh, God. Jenny, that's what they forgot about. And it gave me an excuse to write one of my favorite characters of all time. Meet Claudia Carlyle. You have not watched Arrested Development. She is based on, yeah, Lucille. Lucille isn't... She's inspired by Lucille. I shouldn't say she's based on her. She's inspired by her. We're going to replay this level. We'll skip the story, but I want to see if I can get that objective because that was just ridiculous. Let's be honest. I'm going to close my mouth and concentrate. Okay. And this. Sorry, lady, I didn't mean to forget you. It's just so many different order types. It's way too many different order types in one environment. And there's just no rhyme or reason to them. Alright. Cleaning the table. Making the Sammies. Now here's something to keep in mind. The orders will be exactly the same. So if you play this once, there's no variety in the orders. So you're at an advantage. And your second playthrough, because it gives you a chance to use your knowledge, use your muscle memory. And if you're really good, you may even remember what people ordered and be able to do it ahead of time. I think they're going to order 2 cookies. I knew there was some kind of pastry thing going on there. Hot chocolate. I should have remembered that. Orange Gina and a cookie? I'm guessing. No, orange juice and a cookie. Which isn't the yummiest combination if you think about it. It's a little bit like orange juice and toothpaste. No fun? Okay, so this is kind of nice. Hopefully these orders will pop at the same time. Gonna deliver this. Oh. And this. I'm all nervous. You guys have got to order one more time. Serving. Okay, copy. So it's the same order at the end that it was at the very beginning. Could have started that one up again. I don't know what's happening. I just want to get all my stars. Now see, for me, orders that simple should just be in the flow. But 3 stars, got my objective, served everybody, all clean tables, almost. So that's how you do that. It is doable, ladies and gentlemen. I think the secret is don't talk through the entire level. And then you can get all your points. That's what we're looking for. Let's go on to the next one. I knew I forgot about something. You can always turn on the hints in the setting. This is true. And it'll, what will happen if you turn on your hints is you'll get little green arrows that will pop and say, click this next, click this next. I find them a little disruptive, but you can always go back and turn them off if you know, might be missing something in an environment, or they unlock a new appliance and you were distracted when it happened. So, Miss Carlyle, you must have come a long way. Peggy's trying to shake her hand. Claudia won't. Of course, now, I mean, what's going to happen to handshaking and hugging and kissing as greeting people? Maybe we're going to stop doing that? It's being recommended we don't shake hands anymore. Let me get you to your daughter. She's going to be so excited to see you. We'll see about that. It's one of my favorite lines I've ever read. Oh, you think she'll be excited to see me? I don't think so. Can't wait to see the look on her face. Honey, what you did was very nice. But just this once. You're gonna have to wonder how things play out. Dad, you can't mean that. Trust me. Something tells me you're better off not knowing how this ends. I cannot imagine how Fiona would experience the reunion of Claudia and Ginny. You don't have to imagine. You're gonna see that reunion soon, but... First, I had to figure out who Jenny really was, which wasn't too hard after she told me she ran away from her own wedding, which is in an earlier episode. I want to say episode 10, if you missed the Fiona as a detective episode. That's where you want to go. Don't burn or spill any items. We will see. I did not do a very good job with that on that last episode. Now I'm saving, I always leave people at the counter because I like to do these multiple checkouts at one time. So it's the only way you're actually going to make up for any little, mishaps or mistakes. Because you get bonus points basically. Clean this, do that. So every time you do consecutive orders or order at the same times, that's when you get bonuses. So these quick service bonuses, based on how far their patience is ticked down, and then the combos. I'm waiting for them to order. Do that. That. Did I do it? Did I click too many times? Yes. That was a nice little run around in circles. So I know I said earlier that the orders are all the same, but the one thing you can't do is predict what people are going to order based on customer type. We do more of that in the next game because I think it's actually really, really nice to be able to prepare things ahead of time to kind of anticipate what people are going to order and prepare them. So a little more involvement in the level balancing in the next game. So yeah, we're playing with that. I hope I did not just mess up that order. I don't think I did. So far so good. Meeting the objective. This is another one of those objectives where you're not going to know if you got it until literally the end of the level. So if it looks like you're not going to beat the level, or you're feeling a little edgy about it, don't worry, because like I say, your objective is 100 points. Sometimes on these objectives that you can't beat until the very end, you're just not going to know until the very end. You're going to get that extra 100 points at the very end and it'll push you over. So let's see. Yep. And that was that. So don't panic. That's all I'm saying. Carlyle curse. Is such a thing even possible? That's a good question. I mean, do you think that people can be cursed, or do you think it's psychological? It has more to do with our thinking and what we're manifesting. Isn't that Tony Roberts? Isn't there somebody who's like, manifest your destiny? I'm sure there are a lot of people who make a living writing books like that. Manifest your destiny. It's very American. Manifest your destiny. Sea to shining sea. Oh, that's nice. I was wondering where those went. So, when Peggy stood up, the glasses fell under the table. Jessica picked them up. They've been under there that whole time. I wasn't going to tell you until now. Now what did I do with that spooky note I found? She left it in the book that Rebecca found in the last episode. Did I lose it in the library? She's a little sleep deprived. And where's the envelope with the deed? And all the articles? Peggy took those. If you keep this up, you'll become one of those paranoid shut-ins. Seeing conspiracies around every corner. Nobody does that. Especially not on April 20th, 2020. 4/20, 2020? Enjoy Colorado and Washington State. And I don't know. God. A whole bunch of people definitely aren't leaving the house today. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a small child, please don't Google that. If you're a small child, you might not want to watch this anyway. There's way too much profanity in these little videos for really youngsters. I don't want to be that bad of a role model. Although, you know what, honestly, words in themselves, let's be honest, words aren't bad. I've always been a fan of a well-placed profanity myself. I should have waited, and I didn't. Oh, so this one is clean 3 tables in a row twice. I have not done that, not even once. Oh, so I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Poop on a stick. I was not paying attention to the objective. Alright. Look alive, child. Pay attention, Missy. Oh, monkey balls. And I'm not gonna be able to do it this time either. Okay, baby. This is not gonna go well for me. I am very upset about my life choices right now. Ah. Alright, so what I need is a 3rd table that I can clean. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it's gonna happen. So now I'm gonna leave this table sitting here. Leave that table sitting there. What's nice is there are 4 tables, and if you notice, customers are coming in staggered, so there seems to always be 1 table open. So I should be able to get the objective here by leaving that table and not drive away any customers because that other table is open. So that is a good thing to see. But see, my impulse is to go and clean that table. Don't clean any tables. Don't do it. Fight the urge. We'll just leave them sitting there. There we go. There we go. Got the objective. Delivering my tea. Delivering more tea, because what's nicer than tea in a brisk autumn day? Although this is summer. It's summer in Primrose Lake right now. Summer, don't you know? I'm just gonna get the all clean bonus. Also remember, the all clean bonus is 50 points. You get that in the cafe, you get it in the diner. That's a great way to get that 3rd star if you're not getting the 3rd star. Just don't check out people at the very end. Let them stand there while you're cleaning tables. I know it seems counterintuitive, but it works. As long as you don't try to kidnap me. As long as you don't try to bash my brains out, bash my brains in. Do you bash brains in or out? Gee, Alex, I'll take questions a serial killer asks for 500. Do you bash brains in or out? I don't know. Writers are crazy. So he's giving her back the picture of the 2 of them that she dropped when she knocked him over the head and ran away. So these are long scenes. But the studio, and they really wanted a sense of not knowing who the bad guy was, right? So they wanted this whole cast of characters where any one of the people who lived in Primrose Lake could have been the bad guy. They could have been behind the threats. They could have been, you know, on the wrong side of the law. So we set up Dottie, Chip, and Bobby, Ox, to all be the bad guy. And for me to be able to move on in this world that I had created with my dictate is I kind of want to mend those fences so that we can tell this broader story, this larger story, and start telling some other stories about the people who live in the town. Which, by the way, in the second game, we delve into other characters' past in a more profound way. Jake figures more highly, and Jenny, we find out more about Jenny, which I think is pretty cool. So these two are having their little reunion. But if you notice, he's distracted. He keeps looking into the back storeroom. Remember, Robert had said there's secrets hidden back in the storeroom. So Bobby's a little obsessed with it. He's been here a lot longer than Jessica. Why doesn't he know about this mysterious hiding space in this back storeroom in the old saloon? So she's not going back to the manor. She's going to sleep in the cafe because she's a little sick of her family. That's got to sound familiar. Gotta sound familiar. Yay! Continue. Alright. And now, where do we go? Mystery location. We are going back to the sheriff's office. Primrose Lake Jail. There's nothing like a visit from dear old Mom. I enjoy this scene. A little foreshadowing. I really enjoy this scene. I love Claudia. I wonder if anyone's going to bring me breakfast. So she's just been left in there for 24 hours. Fiona was the last person to come in and check on her. Claudia comes in, shoves the sheriff out of the way. Hello, is anyone there? Jennifer, I heard that. You know I don't have any patience for these kinds of games. It's a jail. She's not hiding. I love that it has to be explained to her. After all the trouble she's caused, I'm coming too. Can't imagine why Jenny would run away from her life. Hi, Jen. Sorry about that. When that little hippie girl showed up and told us, well, I just couldn't believe it. My one and only daughter in prison. Your poor father, he had to rest just at the thought of it. Is he sick? Don't be a fool. He's at the club. Probably have to stay there all week. Just the thought of it, mind you. But to see you here now, locked up like some feral animal. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I love this lunatic. She's a crazy person. I would not want to live around her. Matter of fact, I would end up in the 5 o'clock news. I would end up in jail if I had a human like this in my life. Or I don't know, I'd fake my own death and change my identity and move to a little town in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. I'll leave the door to the prison open just in case you change your mind about going home with your mom. Poor Jen. She had a little vacation in Primrose Lake. Too bad it wasn't a better vacation. Too bad she spent it in jail and being mistaken for somebody else. And that brings us to the end of episode 14 of the Insider Playthrough. Welcome to Primrose Lake. Like and subscribe. There's only one episode left to go, plus the bonus episode, at the end of which I promise you there will be some little preview of the next version, the next game in the series. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a little while.